After the remnants of a Japanese task force shelled the airfield at Terowa, a second enemy fleet was spotted approximately 450 nautical miles to the west, moving at full speed towards Terowa. There was, however, the matter of the battleship Issei, which had escaped the first strike from Allied carriers positioned northeast of Terowa. Unable to escape a second time, she sank in the early evening hours of the 19th after a successful attack from Avenger pilots. The next day, the second enemy task force was quickly reacquired, and by 0900 hours, 80 bombers from Enterprise and Yorktown sank another battleship and 2 heavy cruisers, decisively turning both Japanese invasion fleets away and ending the Battle of Terowa. Hello, welcome back to War on the Sea. It is now April 22nd, 5 a.m. in the morning. It is the next day. Not much happened overnight except for transports moving back and forth from island to island. We'll get a quick update here. Task Force Zulu headed back to Midway. Almost there. Task Force 6, which is going to be picking up engineering from Wake. Almost to Wake. Hopefully, again, we don't spot any ships coming here. I don't think we will. Here's Task Force 25 bringing fuel to Terowa, and Task Force Yankee that dropped off supplies and troops headed back to Midway. Task Force 1 and 2 are here. These dauntlesses are from Yorktown. Task Force 2, and we have some search aircraft up from Terowa now. I have a couple Catalinas and these search patterns, a couple of Mariners. And then over here we have 6 Catalinas going out to about, 600 miles, I think. Something like that in this arc here. And we have, I put the Dauntlesses back because I figured if we spot anything, I'm going to want them. I'm going to use the Wildcats actually for scouts now. They're going out about 400 miles. I don't have any bombs in an arc like this. And that's pretty much the update. We're going to continue just running supplies and convoys back and forth until our closest, our nearest, soonest objective, the one that's coming up, is to get the engineering parts down to Terowa and upgrade that to level 3 port. That's our main objective right now. Okay, 10 a.m. same day. You can see more of our search patterns now. Here are the Catalinas, the Wildcats, the Dauntlesses, and the Mariners, and the other Catalinas. Task Force 6 has almost made it to Wake. I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Oh, we got our 45 command points. It is day 56. Yes, we got our 45 command points. We have 126 command points. I will show you what I'm going to do with those here in a sec. Let's get the transports close here. So, manage cargo. We have 117 on this one. Let's put more on here. I'm going to have to go put them back basically and now put them all on here. And then more, and then probably more. Let's go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, 400 and almost 480 engineering parts. We're going to leave. I don't know. Yeah, we'll get as many as we can because we're going to need them down at Terowa, probably more than Wake right now. Okay, my plan for the 126 command points is simple. We're going to get a new ship, and it's just one ship, so you probably know now. Yes, we are going to complete the trilogy. Well, complete the triplets here. We're going to get the last of the Yorktown-class carriers. We're going to get the Hornet, and that will leave us with just one command point. But we do need the Hornet. It's okay that I don't have ships to escort her for her own carrier group, but we're going to bring her down to Terowa because we need her down here pretty quickly. Let's do that again. Let's just bring her straight down here. And we're going to have 3 carriers down here. We need the help because the Enterprise is running low on aircraft. I'm probably going to leave the Enterprise here until Hornet gets down here. And who knows, by that time we may have a level 3 port here, and we can just resupply Enterprise here. We'll see. All right, let's let it run some more and see what happens now. A little after 5 p.m. now, Task Force 25 has arrived, and we are going to unload all of our fuel. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, they're both empty. And now at Terowa, we have 372 fuel, so we have enough fuel to get the port leveled up. We just need those engineering parts. All right, let's have Task Force 25 make its way back to Midway. Okay, April 23rd now, 5 a.m. in the morning, and search aircraft are up. Just a little update. Here's Task Force 25. Here is Task Force Yankee. Here's Task Force 6 making its way down to Terowa. Here is Hornet. And here is Zulu. And let's look at Midway real quick. We have a couple hundred engineering and fuel. We need supplies more than anything. We need supplies. We need to bring them down to Terowa, so then we can then bring them down to Port Moresby. So we're going to probably focus on supplies, but I want to load up if I'm close enough. Let's see if I can manage cargo here. Okay, I think we're done loading this one up. Let me show you what I've done. We put 150 troops in the Paul Jones. Supplies here. I didn't want to bring too many troops. I want to leave some at Midway just in case, you never know. So, supplies, 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 engineering parts in this C3, fuel, 60 fuel in this one. I don't have enough for this Cimarron, so this Cimarron's going to stay here, and the rest of them are going to head to Terowa. All right, April 25th now, about a little after 1 p.m. in the afternoon, Task Force 6 with all the engineering parts is approaching Terowa. I have a bunch of search aircraft up still. I made a slight change to these. All Catalinas now. Let's get this task force down here so we can upgrade the port. That looks good right there. Task Force 6, let's unload all cargo. Okay, I think it's all unloaded now. Looks good. Terowa now has 363 fuel, 536 engineering. Let's go ahead and upgrade the port. We now have port rank 3. So now let's bring in Enterprise. Task Force 1, we're going to go ahead and, because I don't want to refuel all of these if I do that, or resupply them all. If I do that, I might not have enough to resupply the Enterprise's aircraft. So we're going to split Enterprise from group, and we're going to send Enterprise down to resupply. And let's get Task Force 6 out of there. We're just going to move him back a little bit. I might keep him here because I might need him for my run to Port Moresby. So we're going to leave him right there. Since it's dark, I'm just racing down here. There we go. Enterprise. Let's have you rearm. And there we go. She has all of her aircraft back. And now we have 3 carriers down here. We're going to have to... What I'm probably going to do, let's have Enterprise navigate back up here. We're going to have 2 of the carriers stay behind in one task force, 1 or 2. So we'll have Task Force 1, let's say, with 2 heavy cruisers, some destroyers, and 4 destroyers and 2 aircraft carriers. We're going to send 1 task force with 1 aircraft carrier down to Port Moresby, and they're going to escort probably Task Force Zulu when it gets here. I went ahead and brought Yorktown down as well to rearm, and as you can see we did. I want to check and see how much supply we have left and fuel and such. We have 14 fuel. We need more fuel, obviously. Engineering, not bad. Supplies, pretty good, but we need more. And of course there is more coming. More supplies are coming, along with fuel. Some fuel, looks like. We're going to have a good amount of fuel. More engineering, a bunch more supplies here in a bit. Probably a couple days. And then we'll reorganize and head off to Port Moresby. April 27th now, about 7:30 p.m. at night, and still no sign of the Japanese. I'm beginning to wonder if we destroyed everything that they had. but I haven't seen them. Task Force Zulu has arrived along with 6. Let's unload Zulu first and see what all we have here. Okay, I think that's everything. Gonna double check real quick. Okay, what do we have here at Terowa? 350 engineering. We got 10,000 supplies. That's good. 350 engineering, 200 fuel, and I think that's all that's on the way. Although, no, we have these here. Yankee. I decided to go ahead and load up Yankee with, well, there wasn't much left at Midway. Here's what we have left. 1,100 troops, 1,500 supplies. Here's what Yankee has. We have supplies in the cargo carrier, and we have troops in the C3, obviously because I didn't want to take all the troops. Troops here, more engineering, and this Cimarron is, we're going to come down here to Wake, pick up some fuel, and then bring it down to Terowa. But I'm not going to wait for this to go to Port Moresby. Let's see, Terowa, we're probably going to bring maybe a few thousand troops, although I don't think I have, do I have any troop transports in Zulu? I do, good. So we're probably going to bring some troops, supplies, and I believe we need some fuel down here as well. Now we need engineering and fuel, so probably bring like 1 load of engineering, 1 load of fuel. Alright, we're done. It's about half an hour until time to launch aircraft. I have Task Force 2 here. Hornet is taking Task Force 2, accompanying Task Force Zulu. Made a little change to Zulu. Took out the troop carriers. We don't need troops over here. We have plenty at Port Moresby. We have 7,000 troops. What we need is supplies, engineering, and fuel. So, in Task Force Zulu, the Paul Jones is bringing a few troops. Then we have supplies, engineering, fuel. So they will be escorting Task Force Zulu. Here's what's left in Terowa. 11,800 troops. I need more supplies. I do have more coming. Engineering and 223 engineering, 71 fuel. We have, again, some troops, more troops, engineering, some supplies, and more fuel. I might pick up a little bit more supply here. I'm not sure. This is Task Force 33, just some Cimarrons. I don't have anything to carry here, so that's probably it. We're going to be making our way now. Task Force 2 in Zulu. We're going to start on our trip down to Port Moresby. It's day 63, which means we picked up our command points. I think we got like 45 or so, something like that. Speaking of which, I'm going to do something which I've been promising. It just hit me for several episodes. Let's look at the enemy losses. It just occurred to me. I've been promising this for a little bit, and I keep forgetting. So in the last, 33 ships sunk. How many? I don't think I've lost anything. No. Nothing. 66 aircraft. They've lost 33 ships, 376 aircraft. This is even worse than the last series. Okay, so let's see. There's the Shikaku, which we sank, and then the 2 heavy cruisers. Here's that. It was a Yamato battleship on that one, and then there was the 2. There's the Issei that escaped that we got the next day. Here's the Fuso and Congo. So one was a Congo, one was a Fuso, and then heavy cruiser here. I thought we had 2 heavy cruisers, though. I don't see the other one. Well, those are the ships that sank. So it was the Congo, the Fuso, the Issei, and the Yamato, it looks like. Wow. Okay, I just have enough command points for 2 light cruisers, 2 Atlanta light cruisers, the Oakland and Reno, and 1 Bagley destroyer. I've run out of Benham, so I'm switching to the Bagleys. They're pretty close to the Benhams. Let's go ahead and get those. That leaves me with 3 command points, and we'll get the other destroyers the next time. So let's send... Oh, we got 2 Task Force 33s. Okay, let's send this one down towards the Hornet. New month now, 1st of May, 1942, 5:40 in the morning, and I wanted to give you a little update. Not much has happened. I haven't seen any Japanese task force roaming around. I've seen a few aircraft here and there, but nothing, mostly over near Port Moresby, but nothing really since our last engagement down here. So here's what's happening. Task Force 33 has 2 Cimarrons. I'm bringing down some fuel to Terowa. Let me show you what Midway has. 3,100 troops, 6,300 supplies, 200 engineering. I just, again, brought the fuel. Some task forces are returning to Midway to pick up the supply in engineering parts. The Cataliners are patrolling near Wake. This is Task Force Yankee that is bringing some... remember, we sailed from Midway to Wake, picked up some fuel, and we're on our way to Terowa. So still more supplies, troops, engineering, and fuel. This is Task Force 20 with the 2 light cruisers, destroyers, headed down here towards Task Force 1. And that's about it. Let me show you the progress of Task Force 2. Here's Task Force 2 and Zulu that are headed towards Port Moresby. Nothing. I have seen nothing down here. I'll probably say something when I pass Milne Bay. Okay, it's not even an hour later, and we've spotted a search plane down near Terowa, Catalina. I'm tempted to get in the Catalina and take a look at this, but it looks like a search plane from a heavy cruiser. I think what we're going to do, let's move forward just a little bit and see where it's going. Oh, here's another one right here. There appears to be another task force down in this area. Let's launch. Let's go to Enterprise. I'm going to launch probably 3 or 4 more Dauntlesses just to patrol down here, back and forth. 1:20 in the afternoon now, and we have found the target. Here it is. It is a task force of 9 ships, it says. Very fast. Maybe a light carrier and a heavy cruiser. We're going to go ahead and take a look, because I can probably get some of these aircraft over here, surround this, and find it again. It's a little bit of a risk, because we may lose it. What's the... the weather's okay. Let's go ahead and take a look. I want to be sure of what we're facing before I launch. They're right over here. Okay, so looks like 2 heavy cruisers and a battleship. And the destroyers are probably carrying troops. Okay. Battleship and 2 heavy cruisers will probably bring one flight of TBFs and probably 2 flights of SBDs. Let's get those in the air now. Okay, we've shot down most of their search aircraft. The Wildcats have. The Wildcats are... I sent them all back to be over Task Force 1. We're following the last of their search aircraft back to the task force. As you can see, I have Dauntlesses all over the place, trying to find the task force again. Okay, there it is. Found it. I figured we would eventually. And my 2 large groups, we have, I think, let's see, we have 24 Dauntlesses. That should be enough for the 2 heavy cruisers, I hope. If not, we have more. We have more. And then 16 Avengers. And I think... let's move the Avengers in just a little bit. And have the Dauntlesses here kind of stop where they're at. The Dauntless Encounter, which one? We'll ignore. There we go, right there. And let's go Tactical. We should be right on top of them. Ah, there they are, right over there. Perfect positioning. Okay. Let's see if they're still where they were before. Heavy cruiser out front. Battleship in the middle. Another Congo. And heavy cruiser in the back. We'll probably start with that one. Let's get going. Okay, it looks like we got that one. I think I heard it going down. Let's take a look at it real quick. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Let's take a look at the report. Sure enough, we sank our first one. 11,230 tons, heavy cruiser, sunk. We'll take a look at it. At which one it is after the battle. We will this time, really. Okay, and the next 4 Dauntlesses will take on this heavy cruiser. As soon as this one's out of the way, the Avengers will take the battleship. Alright, we're going to move into position. Okay, we have our Avengers circling over here. Our target is right here. The heavy cruiser. And this is our location right here. We're just waiting for it to come in range. I've already selected it as target. I think we're going to go ahead and make our way over there. Alright, for that one I think we lost a few aircraft before we actually got to have bombs away, so let's see how we did. We still got plenty of good hits. This one is heavy damage, only minor flooding, so we might have to come back for that one. Oop, they got another one of our Dauntlesses. Okay, let's see. I'm going to wait here and see how this shakes out here. See if we can find an opening here to get into this battleship with our Avengers. Okay, it appears the Japanese are going to accommodate me. There's the battleship right there. And they were so kind to go turn around in a circle here to face us now. So let's get the Avengers on our way. Alright, another battleship down. Let's take a look at her. I think she's pretty much, yeah, she's already gone. And we should probably turn before we get shot down. But that's it for that battleship. And the other heavy cruisers, take a look at the report one more time. Heavy cruiser sunk. The other heavy cruiser, moderate damage. We'll come back for it. And the battleship sunk. Let's go ahead and retreat. How many, we lost 14 aircraft. Wow. Okay. Alright, let's look and see which one of those ships were. What those ships were. That was the Tone Heavy Cruiser and another Congo battleship. It's spelled Hiei. I think I'm going to launch one more flight. It's the Heavy Cruiser, so let's send off some Dauntlesses after it. Let's see if we can launch. We can. And we'll probably send maybe, I don't know, let's see. How about 10? 9? 9 should be enough. 12. Okay, we found it. They're trying to get away. They're right here. Here are our, if I can select the large group of SBDs. Let's take them over here and sink that heavy cruiser. Okay, right about there. Let's go tactical. Start. And hopefully we're right there. They are. And it looks like that is the heavy cruiser. Let's take a look at the report. Heavy damage, minor flooding. Don't really care about the destroyers. But you know that. So we're going to target and attack. Okay, that looked pretty good. Sounded pretty good too. So let's take a look at the report. She does not look like she's in good shape. Oh, yep, she has sunk. 13,000 ton destroyer, heavy cruiser I mean, gone. Alright, well that's it for that task force. We will watch for the destroyers, but I don't think they'll be approaching Terowa. Not after this. Nope. She went down pretty quick. Of course, she already had plenty of holes in her. So, let's leave. Retreat. And we'll see which ship that was as well. That was the Nachi Miyoko Heavy Cruiser class. Alright, that's it. And let's check the progress of... Task Force Zulu has zoomed ahead of Task Force 2. I need to catch up. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. We'll go over the situation again real quick. Task Force 8 headed back to Midway, pick up some more parts and fuel and supply the two Cimarrons. They have fuel headed to Terowa. Same with Task Force Yankee. We have supplies, troops, engineering, and fuel headed to Terowa. This is Terowa right now. 11,000 troops. We need those supplies. A little bit more fuel. And then we might build up the the airfield here, don't know. Task Force 20 with the 2 light cruisers and destroyer has arrived in the area. Probably add them to, well, we'll probably put Yorktown in here and scrounge a few destroyers from somewhere else. And, well, if we have any, probably not. We'll probably have to wait till the next time we get our command points. And this is where Task Force 2 and Zulu are at. Task Force 2 has a Hornet. And that's it. We'll see what happens next time. Thanks for joining me on this episode. And hope you enjoyed it. See you again next time.